those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. This is a phrase that is a common reoccurrence on DSP gaming. Every single time that Phil has ever made a bad decision or he's done something that's really malicious, he'll always repeat these same mistakes. Although granted, he'll try to push it onto someone else and deflect it, saying that it wasn't him, or he just doesn't even remember it. But for those that actually do know the common reoccurrences on Phil's channel, there is always one that comes to mind. He usually will have somebody do his dirty work for him and try to take down as many channels as he possibly could. Doesn't matter what the circumstances may be. It could be trying to get DSP flagged on the internet, or just going after what he says, calling him out for his hypocrisy. But yet, every single time people have called him out on something, he is always going to say something incredibly stupid.
Today on the show, we're going to be discussing a topic. And that topic is something that essentially I end up talking about once a year at great length. Nothing really ever changes with this topic, okay? By the way, we're good now. I signed back in. Nothing ever changes with this topic. But every single year, the topic rears its ugly head. It's annoying. It's angering. It's infuriating, actually, I would say.
If this is so irritating and so frustrating, it's just, I don't know, ignore it.
To the point where I wish that things would change or improve, but they never do. It's like a vicious cycle every year. But I think that it's just necessary to talk about it once a year, especially when people get riled up. Well, people are getting riled up. The topic is YouTube copyright abuse.
Here's the thing that Phil will never seem to understand, though, is like he doesn't have to talk about it, but he loves bringing it up just because it's drama. If he doesn't talk about the drama, no one's really interested. But he wants to talk about other people being affected by copyright strikes and copyright takedowns, when in reality, he doesn't give two shits about it. But if it's affecting him, though, oh my god, it is the worst thing that's ever happened in his entire fucking life.
Namely, people who use the very, very flawed and broken YouTube copyright takedown system to harass other people.
I mean, Phil, you did it as well. Don't just sit there going, oh, people are using it.
It's happened to me. It's happened to tons of YouTubers. It happens to pretty much everyone who uses YouTube regularly for various reasons, although, obviously, it happens in different extents and different, methods. So for example, a lot of the times when I upload videos, YouTube tells me that the content in my video is someone else's, and therefore because of that I've lost the legal rights to advertise on my video. That's bullshit.
Phil, there's a difference between a copyright claim and a copyright strike. If it's a claim, you won't be able to monetize on a video, but the video will still be public though. Granted, there might be times when they block it flat out. However, what other people are dealing with are people copyright striking them, saying that, oh no, they can't do that, it's against the law, and all the goddamn sudden, oh, their videos are taken down, their channel's taken down. The only reason why you get kind of a reprieve, though, is because you have a partnered channel. You get a grace period. All these other people that have to deal with it don't have that luxury to do so.
All my videos are fair use. So there's no way that anyone has a right to that. But of course, how do you want to really go about it? Do you want to dispute it? Do you want to argue with a copyright company for a month? Like, perfect example of this, on DSP Throwback, part 1 of my Final Fantasy 13 playthrough, the most viewed video since I started that channel last month, is claimed by another company, Square Enix, claiming that, oh, we own the copyright to that. No, you don't.
Phil, do you not understand that they can actually buy a license for that song? They have to pay royalties, sure, but at least they can actually use it in their game, though. Are you paying for the royalties? No? Then shut the fuck up about it. But you're just going to sit there going, oh yeah, look at my DSP Throwback, that one video can't make money on. It's like, Phil, they can still watch the video, though. Most of the people that have to deal with copyright takedowns due to false DMCA, they can't get their channels back. As much as they want to try, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But you don't understand what they go through because you're partnered. They're not.
You own the copyright to the game, not a let's play of the game. It's already been proven in a court of law that a let's play is a transformative work. A judge ruled that reacting to content is a transformative work. So you cannot do that. and I disputed it over 3 weeks ago, almost a month ago, and it's still just sitting there on hold for copyright review and still hasn't been cleared.
Yeah, I wonder why, though, because it's actually using music from someone else that's actually copyrighted. So that's the only reason why you're not going to see that being fucking taken off anytime soon, Phil.
That's frustrating, okay? Now, here's the thing. In reality, it's not that big of a deal for me. But for some people, it's a huge deal. What if you're a content creator who only puts out a few videos a month, and they're all huge videos, you know, 2-hour long giant biopics and documentaries or game reviews that are highly edited, like an Angry Joe style video, and then that video immediately gets claimed by a third party and you lose all revenue on it. So what did you work for? That's supposed to be your job, and you're not getting paid for your job because YouTube system's busted, right?
Phil, a lot of people that can make content don't really rely on it for money. They don't see it as a job like you're proclaiming that they're doing. Most of them just do it and they're not even partnered. They have a passion for making content. They don't give two shits about copyright. But in the case of you, Phil, the only reason why you're caring about it is because this is your livelihood. And any single time that you get a video that says, oh, can't monetize it, you freak the fuck out.
That's just one way that the YouTube system is really screwed up. But in particular, what we're going to talk about this morning is another problem that's massively huge on YouTube that needs to be fixed, and YouTube has not fixed it. Every year this thing rears its ugly head, and I got to deal with it because of people, not me, but because of other people threatening me. And it has begun again this year, so it's time to get it out of the way and address it one more time. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the abuse of YouTube's copyright takedown system. This is different from the content ID claiming system. This system is essentially, oh, I own content. I'm saying that you stole it from me. You didn't have right to use it, so I'm copyright claiming your video to take it down. When a video gets taken down in this method, a channel receives a strike. And if a channel receives 3 copyright strikes, it loses the ability to upload and stream. You need to get those strikes cleared up before you can use your channel again. Okay?
Thank you for explaining how the copyright system works and how the YouTube strikes work, Phil, and what happens when people are affected by it. Coming from the guy that had 2 copyright strikes on his own fucking channel, but yet never goes to 3 or 4 or 5, as much as he likes to claim that a lot of people want to take his videos down.
I've been on YouTube for 15 years. Over 15 years, actually. It was the fall of 2008, so actually we're coming up on a 16-year anniversary this year.
And I should care about it. Why?
I've had false copyright strikes issued against me as early as 2009.
This part of the video I'm just going to go ahead and skip. It's just him telling his history when it came to copyright strikes and how he was affected by it, while he was retconning it all the way through, looking so smug like the narcissist tends to do, and I'll just pick it up, oh, I don't know, right here, I guess?
There you go. We're talking about stuff that happened, 15 years ago. And you would think, well, in 15 years, YouTube's definitely improved their system. Well, yes and no.
Oh, yeah, he wants to just sit there and go, ha ha ha, let me just mock YouTube while I'm going to say, oh, yeah, but I love YouTube, my legacy.
Basically, YouTube doesn't just frivolously grant these copyright claims anymore. What they at least try to do is confirm that someone who's trying to do a takedown actually has information that makes sense. So, for example, right now, if someone tried to do a takedown against, I don't know, Mr. Beast, and say that something in a Mr. Beast video was their property, okay? They would have to cite, okay, well, here's my evidence. See, this video actually was originally on my channel on this date, this time. It was right here, and he used it without my permission.
Yeah, this is a bad analogy just for him to say Mr. Beast, because Mr. Beast is actually one of YouTube's golden children, aka the ones that actually make the most money here. But if he would have said something completely different, though, like a big YouTube content creator takes down a little person by saying that, oh, yeah, you stole my content here, here, and here, then they could do something about it, because the YouTube automated system loves to fuck people over. He wants to go into detail about this, but doesn't go into detail full on about it. Instead, he's just going what he believes he thinks he knows about it.
Then, at least if YouTube confirms that, and says the video is correct, okay, it's a real video, yes, you can see it was used here and it was used here, they'll confirm that stuff before they'll hit you with a strike, okay?
Not really, Phil. It'll go through an automated system. What the automated system will do is say, oh yeah, this is illegal, this is bad, take it down. The only time they ever want to look into something is if they get appeals, which that would be manual, but not even then it would work.
Also, from what I'm to understand, another thing that they do is if you get a strike, or let's say one channel hits you with like 20 strikes, like let's say they say, oh, 20 times you abused our copyright, YouTube will not shut down your channel. They'll group those into mass claims and basically like hit you 10 times one strike, another 10 times two strike. See? So your channel just doesn't get completely destroyed and you have time to work on clearing up those copyright strikes, okay?
No, that is entirely fucking wrong, Phil. If you are a partner channel, then sure, you won't get taken down right away. But if you're not partnered, you will get your channel struck down and terminated. No ifs, ands, or buts. Right then and there, it is gone. But Phil doesn't seem to understand that at all. He just goes by what he believes will happen. Even though these 20 strikes, all 20 strikes are going to be shown. Not going to be grouped into one and others are going to be grouped into one as well. No, it's going to be completely fucked. You'll have a list of them. But again, Phil doesn't understand how the copyright system of YouTube works.
All right, just being honest, it's still a broken system. It gets abused every single day, and I can tell you why from my own personal experiences. In the last couple of years, I've had a couple times where people lied to YouTube about various things and got copyright claims against my channel. Just last year, the intro of my podcast, the Level 1 podcast, used to be an instrumental edited riff of a rap song. It's not the real rap song. It's definitely been edited enough that it's not the original riff anymore. But someone wrote up false copyright claims, claiming they were the studio that owned the rights to the original rap song, which they didn't, by the way. Even the studio listed in the claims was wrong. That's not the studio that owns the rights to the original rap song. But they made it up, and they cited a sound along. They said, well, here's the original song on YouTube, and here's the remixed riff that Phil's using. That's copyright, and therefore we're claiming it. And it was a completely bogus claim. But YouTube granted it. I had to dispute it. It took 2 weeks, and then it got cleared up. But this is what I mean. YouTube doesn't really care. If you approach YouTube on these issues and you say, why are you granting these strikes against my channel? They're obviously not real. YouTube will say, oh, well, it's not our job to determine that. We just are a middleman.
I'm just going to stop it right then and there because I could have stopped it a while ago, but there's a few things wrong with this. Number one, those are copyright claims, not strikes. Do you not know the difference between a copyright claim and a strike? A claim, you will have the video up, but you won't make money off of it because you're using someone else's song or someone else's property in there. But you weren't struck down. Number two, the song used, the My Name Is by Eminem, that was actually a song that had a beat of another song. So again, you want to say it came from one song, but that song came from something completely different when it came to its sampling. But nice try trying to say that, oh, it's from that song. But then again, it can be easily debatable. But number three with that, though, if it was not a big fucking deal, Phil, why the fuck did you private/delete the majority of your videos then, if that wasn't such a big fucking deal, causing you to lose a lot more fucking views, which YouTube looks at and says, oh my god, red flag, why the fuck is he deleting videos? Let's find out. And they find out, and it's, oh my god, you're fucked in the algorithm.
If you have an issue, get a lawyer. I wish that was a joke, or I was exaggerating, or I was just trying to like make shit up. I'm not.
They won't flat out tell you to get a fucking lawyer, Phil, but you just believe whatever the fuck you want.
That is YouTube's attitude. They don't want to get involved in any copyright matter. They will just grant stuff after a very cursory review of the information. They'll grant the claim, and then it's up to you to clear it up. Whether you go through their 2-week process of disputing the claim and saying it's fake, I don't believe it's real, and then after 2 weeks, if no one issues a lawsuit, the claim gets released.
Not necessarily, though, Phil. There are people out there that can try to file a dispute, file an appeal, and that even then, moments after they file it, they'll get it denied. Again, he wants to sit there proclaiming he knows how the YouTube copyright system works, when in reality, he fucking really doesn't.
Or you have to get a lawyer yourself and go to YouTube and say, if you don't release this right now, we're going to sue. And then YouTube will release the claim. It's 2 different ways to do it, basically.
But then again, though, Phil, they will actually look into it, see if what the claims are giving to them, the appeals, are actually legitimate. In some cases they are, most cases they're not. But again, keep deluding yourself into believing that you know how this shit works.
So basically, yeah, that's the problem with YouTube's system. So why am I bringing this up today? Well, because I'm totally out of the loop on all this stuff because I don't pay attention to it because it doesn't affect me. It has nothing to do with me.
Oh, but in reality, Phil, it does affect you. It really does.
But I guess, once again, someone out there is impersonating me and using my very, very general information, like my name and street address. You know, stuff that everybody knows, right? Because I was doxxed how many years ago? As soon as I moved here, I was doxxed. So everyone knew my street address and everything that long ago.
Phil, you weren't doxxed. The only person that ever doxxed you was your own goddamn self. Because you would film yourself in your house going, oh my god, look at the kitchen, look at my counter space. And you would have your mail showing off your fucking address. And you didn't even bother to move the mail or flip it around so nobody can see your address. Instead, it's out in the open and people could see it. You did this on your own, Phil, but yet you want to keep saying that people doxed me, crying victim yet again.
So they're using this very basic information to go out there and hit YouTube channels with takedowns, copyright takedowns, for having used, I guess, video footage off of my channels. I don't know, because again, I'm not issuing any strikes. I don't see them. I don't know anything about them.
So you're not the one issuing strikes, but yet you have a video out there where you're trying to prove your innocence and you showed off your entire history of the takedowns you made yourself. But yet you're saying you don't know anything about it though, yet you're the one that's looking at your corner demons, eyes bug-eyed, looking like a cartoon character and just saying, I have no idea anything about it. But you do know something about this, Phil. It's quite clear in your face. You do.
Okay? But this apparently has been an ongoing thing for many years. This is not the first time. This is probably like year 3 or 4 in a row that this has happened.
No, Phil. 3 or 4? More like 5, 6 to maybe 10.
And every single time we go through this same vicious cycle, here's what happens. All right? All of a sudden, a bunch of my detractors or haters or whoever it is, they get hit with these false strikes. They get very upset. All right? And they immediately get upset with me, even though I'm not involved with it and I have nothing whatsoever to do with it. Okay.
Well, they're getting upset with you, Phil, because you're the one that's telling someone to do it. I mean, for God's sake, you let the puppy out of its cage and the puppy's having way too much fun with it.
Okay? So they start yelling at each other. They start yelling at me. And then they start threatening. All right?
Okay, what were the threats then, Phil? What do they say in their little threats towards you? And name detractors, name names, who was giving you threats and why. But then again, you'll just say it's a select group of people, but you won't name names. Because you want to keep yourself innocent, in quotes?
Oh, you better take action. You'd better get these cleared up. It's in your name, therefore it's your responsibility. Every statement there is wrong. Literally every statement made is incorrect. Okay? Just because someone impersonates you doesn't mean you're legally responsible for what they did. That's identity theft.
Oh, you want to talk about how this is all identity theft, yet someone that's taking your name and your address and doing these fucking takedowns. I mean, Phil, you want to talk about this being identity theft? Why don't you go after the person using your information then? If this was such a big fucking deal when it comes to identity theft. But you won't, though, because it's taking away the people that are calling you out on your own bullshit.
What are you talking about? That's a crime. If someone takes my identity and impersonates me and does malicious things with my identity, that is a federal crime.
And yet you're doing nothing to stop it, though. You're encouraging, you're enabling this person to take your information and do this shit. You're not calling this person out. You're not trying to bring them to justice. Oh, fuck no. You're just going to let them do whatever the fuck they want because, hey, gets rid of my detractors. It makes me feel better.
That's not a crime against me.
Oh, yes it is, Phil.
That's them committing the crime.
Using your information.
So if you have an issue with someone impersonating me and doing malicious things, you have to contact the company that's granting the malicious action, which would be YouTube. All right?
Phil, you could try doing that to YouTube as much as you want. Most of the time, it gets denied because there's no evidence, and they want to go by evidence. And again, Phil, the whole thing is based around someone taking your information, but yet you're encouraging this.
You have to go directly to the source of the problem, YouTube, right? And then YouTube needs to fix the problem, saying, why are you granting all of this fake stuff in someone's name when they're outright saying it's not them? So once again, here we go. This is the yearly time that I will remind everyone. I'll say it publicly right here on the podcast, and you can clip this and you can use it. I, Phil Burnell, do not hit anyone with copyright takedowns or strikes.
That's a bunch of fucking bullshit, Phil. April 10th, 2023, you made a video trying to prove your innocence while showing your removal history. And why was this the case? Because you did something and someone else came out of the woodwork and decided to take down detractors' content. It's the same fucking thing that goes on with what happened recently. Someone said that, hey, they're gloating about how you got your video age restricted. Someone saw that, didn't like it very much, and decided to go on a fucking takedown spree. I mean, for God's sakes, it's only a theory regardless, but it's all based around speculation.
I do not. I don't pay attention to anyone's content outside of my own.
Bullshit. Don't you say that people send you content that's detractor content and you say that you don't care? But in reality, Phil, you do fucking care. Because if you didn't care like you're proclaiming that you do, you wouldn't talk about us on an everyday fucking basis.
I'm not aware of who on a daily basis is using clips from this channel or any of my other YouTube channels.
Even though you have little birdies telling you who's doing what.
For any purpose, good, bad, or otherwise. I don't care.
But yet you love to talk about them. You love to talk about detractors, people like me and many others in this community.
I'm here to make content just for my people.
You were about to say for your own benefit, for your own profit, and now you're saying for your own people. What do you mean by you people?
I don't care about what anyone else does or says. I don't care if there's hate watchers, detractors. You do whatever you want.
But yet every single time you'll bring up hate watchers, you'll bring up trolls, you'll bring up detractors, call them mouth-drooling idiots, people who are losers, and that should be dropped dead for the face of the fucking earth. Phil, you have said all these things, but yet you're saying that you don't care. It's a massive form of hypocrisy.
I've been through this for almost 16 years now. I'm used to it. I don't care. I'm still here. I'm still thriving. I'm not going anywhere.
And you're still gonna talk about us because, oh my god, the detractor tumor is throbbing again.
So I'm not worried about you. You can do whatever you want. But I want you to think about how insanely illogical it is to try to make threats against me for something that I'm outright not doing, and you have no evidence that I'm doing it, okay?
But yet every single time, though, Phil, we have the evidence to prove that you've done this. For God's sakes, we can bring up the most recent one, which was last April, where you showed it off. And you're going to say you don't do this. Phil, you do this shit. And you have someone else doing the work for you because you don't want to get your hands dirty. God's sakes, Phil. It's like if someone cured your amnesia, it still wouldn't fucking help.
Right now, there are actual detractors who apparently are talking and saying they're going to amass money to file a lawsuit against me.
I have not seen any talks of detractors forming up like a GoFundMe or amassing amounts of funds to go hire a lawyer. Yeah, this is a bunch of fucking bullshit.
First of all, there's not a single lawyer in the United States who will do that. Because, again, you can't sue someone for something you have no evidence that they did or did not do. You have no evidence I did anything. I'm telling you outright, it didn't happen. I'm not doing it, okay?
You're not doing it, though, even though people can provide evidence of you doing so and you actually giving out hits like you're a part of the Burnell Mafia.
You can't sue me for that. It's not possible. The lawyer would say, well, where is the malicious action coming from? YouTube. Well, then we have to go to YouTube. YouTube would have the evidence. YouTube would have all of this stuff. You can't just sue someone outright frivolously. It's going to get thrown out of court. It's a waste of everybody's fucking time. Now, I'm not saying there's not a lawyer out there who will take your money. They will. A lot of lawyers look for suckers. Say, here's an idiot. I'll just tell them, hey, I charge $200 an hour, and I'll bill this person for 40 hours, and then next thing you know, I'll say, oh, the fucking lawsuit's no good, and now they're out thousands of dollars. Who cares? I made a bunch of money. So people are suckers. They will fall for that, and they'll probably waste a lot of time and money doing that.
Says the sucker that had to go get a lawyer because you got 2 copyright strikes, when many other people out there, doesn't matter if it's a detractor community or not, that have suffered with multiples. Like, I'm just not going to say like 10, 20, maybe 100. But they have suffered more than you have, Mr. 2 copyright strikes. Now glob, 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 motherfucker.
So, if you have an issue, all right, Go to YouTube.
Yeah, they have gone to YouTube though, Phil, and most of the time they talk with people at YouTube. Something that you clearly don't fucking do. Instead, you talk to an actual bot.
And what I mean by that is, here's my recommendation. Get a lawyer and tell the lawyer everything about what's going on and have the lawyer contact YouTube. It's the only way you're ever going to get anything out of this, or you're ever going to get a response or any kind of action, is to have YouTube fix this internally. I can't do anything about it.
I just love the fact where he's telling people to go get a lawyer. Phil, are you speaking from experience? Did you go talk to a lawyer when you were dealing with 2 copyright strikes? Did you sucker out money from your deadhead so you could go get a fucking lawyer, even though you say you never do this type of shit? It sounds like you're speaking from experience, and yet you're denying it.
Now, before people go crazy, because they do, last year, this exact same situation happened. And last year, I again had people threaten me. I jumped through hoops to help my detractors. I want you to think about that statement. I actually went out of my way and wasted my own personal time to try to help my detractors.
Bullshit. You didn't try anything to help out the detractors. Instead, you were just sitting there trying to prove your fucking innocence, playing the victim card yet again. Yet, if you want to talk about people helping out another person, someone in the detractor community actually came to help you. And you completely ignored his advice due to the fact that he's a detractor and you hate detractors. And you want to say that we're the scum of the earth, but yet the majority of the detractors out there try to help you, giving you constructive criticism, try to find ways so you can actually help yourself and try to save your channel. But again, every single criticism that we can give to you or any advice that we give to you, you completely fucking ignore it, calling us mal-drooling idiots and hope Thanos just comes out of nowhere and snaps us out of existence.
The first time that I did it, I went to YouTube partner support chat.
No, you went to a bot.
And I explained the entire situation to them, in and out. I even provided them with examples of detractor videos that had been falsely taken down in my name.
Yeah, I'm calling massive amount of bullshit just due to the fact that your eyes got really bug-eyed when you're telling the story.
The whole situation. YouTube partner support chat said the following. I'm paraphrasing here, but I've actually posted up the entire conversation on the internet for people to read for themselves.
Yeah, we don't see it anywhere, Phil. You're just lying about it all the way through by saying, oh, I'm just paraphrasing it, you guys.
But basically they said, it's not my responsibility, nor is it anything I can do about it, because I'm not putting the claims in. If it was, I could do it through my YouTube channel. I could take the claims down or whatever. But since I'm not filing these claims, I have no power whatsoever to stop them at all. I literally have no involvement in the process. Zero. If my detractors who are getting the false claims have an issue, they need to get legal counsel and have legal counsel contact YouTube. That's what I was told directly by YouTube partner support. And I said, so you're telling me what you want to happen is you want people to sue you. And they said, well, no, not necessarily that, but at least if the lawyer contacts us, we can legally talk about, fixing stuff. And that was where they left it. I said, well, there it is in black and white, in writing. YouTube is telling me outright, I cannot do anything about people impersonating me. There's no way for me to do it. I can't stop them.
There's nothing they can do about you being impersonated and that impersonator going around doing malicious shit. Even though we don't believe you, Phil, because you keep looking around at your chat, looking around all over the place, and yet you're not providing any fucking evidence. Instead, you're going by, I made the fuck up, guys, with my paraphrases with nothing to back it up. If you actually did this, Phil, where's the screenshots of that fucking conversation?
It's YouTube's broken system. If you want my opinion, YouTube should absolutely 100% require that you are logged into your YouTube channel to issue a copyright takedown. Why wouldn't they do that?
How is it that someone can be logged into their own channel when it's terminated, Phil? Did you not think about this? Or are you just pulling this out of your ass yet again?
How does that make any sense? Anyone could just frivolously put a copyright claim in without confirming identity? At least if I'm logged into my YouTube channel and then you do a takedown, now you've confirmed who you are, right? And then you have a track record. You'll have a queue of here's your copyright takedown request, so you can see them and everything. There's evidence. These people are doing this without anything from me. They just have my name and address, and even it's funny because I guess people are saying they're using obviously fake email addresses, like darksidefilmmanagement at something.com, some email company you've never heard of before.
So if you didn't know about any of this, Phil, why the fuck would you go on and say what that email was? Why would you go on to describe the email address, but yet covering up the domain name? How is it that you would have known that, Phil? I thought you didn't know about what was going on. So again, all of this just smells like fucking bullshit.
And it's like, obviously it's not real. So again, frivolously granting that is a YouTube issue. You see, 100%, that's a YouTube issue. Now, before you say, oh, well, not every single company out there has a YouTube channel. Well, then you need one. If you're going to make a legal claim against YouTube, you have to create a fucking channel. It's that simple.
Or they could just use the email that was used onto their channel, Phil. But again, you're just talking about, they just go onto their channel, it's already taken down, and just try that. Phil, that's not gonna fucking work. Do you not understand the words that are coming out of your own mouth and how stupid and asinine they sound?
That has to have an identity verification process. Not everyone could just throw anything at YouTube and they just believe it all. That's actually illegal.
Phil, you forget to realize that the majority of it is an automated system. Do you not realize that?
Every single time that YouTube erroneously grants a DMCA takedown, they are violating DMCA law. DMCA law says you have to enforce certain things, but you have to verify and do these things. You can't just do them without evidence. That's breaking the law.
And yet you're encouraging that person breaking the law. And yet you're not doing anything to stop it. That's the problem that we're facing here.
But again, no one takes YouTube to task for it, so YouTube just gets away with it on a daily basis thousands of times.
No, in this case, YouTube isn't getting away with it, you are, and whoever cronies that you decide to bring on are getting away with it. But yet, you're just putting the blame onto YouTube like you always tend to do, the narcissistic deflection like always.
Okay? So, that's what YouTube partner support told me last year. But that wasn't good enough because I posted that publicly on the internet and my detractors again harassed me further and said, that's not good enough. Go to YouTube Legal. Write YouTube Legal an email and demand that they help you. So I did. I wrote YouTube Legal an email too. I have it right in front of me because I'm going to read it for you word for word here. This is what I sent to them last year. All right?
Oh, yeah, you're going to pull out this email that you just typed out nowhere in a word pad.
Serious, this is word for word. I'm going to read it. Hello, my name is Phil Burnell. I'm the owner and operator of the DSP Gaming YouTube channel for the last 13 years. It is my primary business and source of income. You can find it here, and I gave them the link. I'm writing to you today regarding a large-scale legal issue of impersonation and false copyright strikes that are being issued in my name. I am now being constantly harassed online and even receiving false copyright strikes against my own YouTube channel in retaliation. Other YouTubers are telling me that they have been receiving dozens or more copyright claims against their YouTube channels, and that these claims are being issued by Phil Burnell, Philip Burnell, DSP, or DSP Gaming, and that my information is attached to them. Sadly, information such as my street address and phone number were leaked many years ago. Therefore, many malicious parties could use this information to submit false copyright claims in my name. Many YouTube channels are now outright being terminated as a result of false claims, which I have nothing to do with. But
I love the fact that throughout this entirety of this quote-unquote email, he's just calling them YouTubers, yet he's not telling names of who's being affected. He's not giving links of who's affected by it. Instead, he's just going by, oh, I'm just going to pretend that I'm sounding professional with this quote-unquote email.
I'm being held accountable for them, and that is both ethically and legally not right. YouTube should be vetting all copyright claims before issuing a strike, but I can assure you they are not doing so, and now this is hurting both my public reputation as well as my business. I have received many threats from people saying they are now going to do the same thing to me, which I have done to them, despite my not having any involvement in this whatsoever. I've attempted to contact YouTube support on the matter via the live chat on 2 occasions, and both times I was told there is nothing we can do, you just go speak with a lawyer. I do not feel this is a satisfactory answer. I would hope we can have a dialogue regarding this issue without having to spend countless hours of time and money with legal proceedings. I want to speak with someone in your legal department and hopefully get this cleared up without any lawyer or lawsuit involved. All right? That's what I sent them. And then what I actually did, I sent them specifics of those false copyright strikes that I got last year for the stupid music bullshit for my podcast intro. Okay?
I love the fact that throughout all of that email, he didn't even bother putting down the channels that were affected or the videos that were taken down. Instead, he just does his own shit because he only cares about himself in that situation. It's like, guys, look at what's happening to me. Oh yeah, some other people were affected, but no, listen to what I'm going through because I'm going to link you to my stuff that got claimed, not theirs.
Here is their response. I'm going to read it to you word for word. You tell me if you think that this was worth writing to them. Literally, this is the entire response. I'm going to read it to you. Ready? Hello, your video or channel has been removed due to copyright infringement. Please see the Copyright Center for more information. The community has flagged your video or channel as inappropriate. Flagged content is not automatically taken down by the flagging system. After review, the YouTube team found your content violates guidelines. As a result, it's removed. Accounts that have major or severe violations are suspended. Please take time to learn about YouTube's community guidelines and how they get enforced. If you think a community guideline strike was applied to you in error, you can appeal it. First of all, I didn't write to them about a guideline strike, and I didn't have one.
Phil, you were talking about how you were sending your own videos to them. You were trying to get your own way out of it, boss, pretending that you were being a humanitarian and helping out people. When in reality, you're just trying to help yourself. And their response was what you were dealing with, not everyone else.
So I'm just telling you, this is word for word what's in their email. I didn't even write to them about a guideline strike. This is their response. I'm going to continue. In order to ensure your complaints directed to the most appropriate place, review links below for information about YouTube's content policies and how to report content. If an individual within a video or authorized representative believes the content violates YouTube's privacy guidelines, click here. If you think an interaction with a fellow community member has risen to the level of harassment, click here. For other potential abuse of security, click here. If you or someone known is in immediate danger, contact your local police. It may be helpful to keep a record of abuse to show the police, and you can create a record by taking a screenshot of the threatening content or by printing the text or post. Regardless, the YouTube legal support team.
I just love the fact that what he got was essentially a template for what they could receive. Kind of like a canned response for what he was dealing with. But no, he just wants to say that I tried to help them, and this is what they sent me.
That's the response I got.
Yeah, a canned response. And it's just the way that you looked at that, Phil. You were like, see, I tried helping you. Shut up.
I wrote them a detailed message explaining systematic impersonation and that they need to take it seriously because people might try to sue them over it.
No, what you were trying to go over is how you were being threatened, how you were being attacked, and how you were affected. While saying that, oh yeah, people were getting their videos taken down by someone impersonating me, who cares? But I'm more important than they are.
And they gave me a form letter response talking about community guidelines, and if you're afraid that you're being harassed, contact the police.
Yeah, if the video content is threatening towards you. Again, this was a canned response that they gave you.
That's word for word their email. I just read it from you. That was from April of last year. Okay? So, I just want to make this very clear. One more time. All right? I do not condone any of the actions of anyone out there who takes down someone's videos with false copyright strikes. Okay? I don't condone anyone using my information, my personal stuff, and trying to impersonate me and take stuff down.
But yet you're not doing anything about this impersonator. Instead, you're like, oh yeah, I don't like it when people get their content taken down. You know, me pretending to be a caring human being. But yet, again, he's not doing anything about this impersonator. So, which is it, Phil? Are you going to do something about this impersonator? Or are you just going to let it ride and see how it happens?
I condemn it. I want it to stop. But I've done everything possible within my reasonable power to contact YouTube, notify them of the situation, provide them with examples, and get them to listen, and they don't care.
Phil, the only examples that you gave were your own videos that were affected. You didn't do anything for Snorthogue or Duty Streams last year when they got their videos taken down. Instead, you only cared about yourself throughout the entirety of it. And yet you're going to sit there and say, I've done everything in my power, but yet the only thing you've done in your power would just prove that you only cared about yourself, you don't want us around, and you wish that we dropped dead.
They've outright told me time and time again, if someone has an issue with a false copyright takedown, get a lawyer.
Yeah, they were telling that to you, not to them.
And that's their answer. And that's what everyone has to deal with YouTube. It sucks. It's terrible. It's not satisfactory whatsoever. It shouldn't be that way. But it seems like that's what we got to deal with if we deal with YouTube, right? That's, I guess what they call it, the nature of the beast, right? And I don't even like having to waste time talking about this today.
But yet, why are you talking about it, Phil? You could have just completely ignored it and moved on to gameplay. But no, you decided to talk about it anyway because detractor talk.
I don't. But I'm getting, no lie, this week I got like 5 or 6 threatening emails from various people who claim they're my detractors. I don't even know if they are because I don't pay attention. I don't know who my detractors actually are.
But yet, you got little birdies sending yourself in the secret Discord of who's making a video about you and what they said about you. So don't go around sitting there pretending that you don't know what's going on nor care when you really care.
One guy was like, oh, I'm so-and-so, and you know who I am, and I'm going to do this. I was like, I don't know who you are. I don't have a fucking clue who you are. I don't.
Then again, though, Phil, why don't you just show the email and just blur it out? Oh, right, because you never got that email.
Listen, I don't care. I'm fucking on my channel doing my own content. I don't watch your shit, right?
Yet, there was an example of someone had a video that was a detractor video about you, and yet you didn't understand why it was recommended. The only way that it was recommended to you was you watching detractor content. If you didn't watch it, it wouldn't have been recommended.
So, but what it is they're saying, we want you to write an email to legal. We want you to do this. I'm like, I already did that. I've already done everything possible.
You didn't do everything possible, Phil, but yet you're going to pretend that you're being a humanitarian and caring when you really did nothing.
From a reasonable perspective, to intervene and stop it, and YouTube doesn't care.
Yet you did nothing to intervene with it, though. At all. Instead, you just made it about yourself like you always tend to do.
They're a giant company. They don't care about the little guys like us. They don't give two shits.
Phil, you're not considered a little guy. If you have over 200,000 subscribers, you're not a little person. Anyone that has under 1,000 or under 10,000 would be considered as a little guy. Someone that's not partnered can be affected. But again, you're just going to sit there going, I'm a little guy just like all of you, when in reality, you're not little. Sure, your channel size may be big, but the view count that you get from it, yeah, that's something from a little channel.
If this were some megalo YouTuber who makes them millions upon millions of dollars, maybe then they would care. Because that person would likely have a lawyer who would then immediately slap them with some kind of a legal thing and say, hey, this is bullshit. You got to stop it because this is a big business or whatever. I don't have that.
Phil, I will bring up an example of somebody that actually did get hit with a copyright strike because it was going up against their terms of service or guidelines. I Show Speed is a good example. You know, the stream where he freaked out over seeing Chica for Five Nights at Freddy's and his dick popped out. Yeah, YouTube responded and said, oh, it was just an accident. We're not banning him. He's fine. He's a big channel. Again, you want to say that, oh, they'll do something about it if it's a big person, even though they'll just go, slap on the wrist.
You know, I don't have that. You don't have that, right?
Yeah, I don't have that. Sip, sip, sip. Seltzer water. Yum.
Now, I 100% want everything to improve. All right? I do. I don't want the system to be broken terribly.
But yet, if it's affecting you, you'll cry, bitch, moan, and complain every single time. But if someone else that's affected, doesn't have to be like a detractor channel. You don't care. Until you'll talk about it for like a little bit, and then all of a sudden, c'est la vie, such is life. But yet, you want to drag it on more and more and more by over-exaggerating and talking about how detractors are affected, how it's hurting you. Because you only care about yourself.
It's a vicious cycle. I want you to think about this. So I'm being threatened that I'm either going to be sued or I'm going to get false copyright strikes against my channel, right? So if I get sued, what's going to happen? Well, let's see. You know I didn't issue the takedowns against you.
Even though you have people doing it for you.
You can't win any money or anything from me because I didn't legally do it.
Then in some cases, they won't even try to do it for money, Phil. They'll just want to do it to be like, hey, we're going to prove that this person did something wrong here and they should be held accountable.
All that's going to happen is YouTube's eventually going to get contacted and your lawsuit's going to get thrown out because you can't sue someone without evidence they did something. It's identity theft.
And this was coming from the guy that had a big bitch fit about how his identity was stolen because, oh my god, they got my information. It couldn't be me just laying around my information out for the world to see. No, it couldn't be me.
And you already know it's not me. That's the other thing. There's already evidence on the internet. It's not me. Other people are claiming the responsibility for doing it. They're using email addresses that I don't use. You know it's not me.
Yeah, you're the one that said darksidefield@something.com, so you already know who's using which email.
So you're wasting time trying to sue me. That would be ludicrous. A complete waste of your money and time, and you're just going to be basically cheated from some lawyer who's going to take all your money. and run with it because you're being dumb about it, right?
I love the fact that he's talking to all his detractors saying that they're being stupid about it, when the only one that's being stupid about it is, well, Phil is. Because he just keeps talking about it over and over and over, yet people in his fucking chat are just like, Phil, when's the gameplay?
If you hit me with false copyright strikes, that doesn't solve the problem. You're still going to have false strikes against your channel. I mean, I don't even know why this person is issuing the false strikes to begin with.
Well, it could be from a theory going around saying that it's from the Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth series where one of your videos got age restricted, someone didn't like that very much, and decided to take down videos anyway, take down channels. But again, though, Phil, you're just going to sit there and be like, I don't know why they're doing it.
Do you think it's going to please people to see my stuff taken down illegally? It does literally, the two things that I'm being threatened with don't help the problem at all in any way, shape, or form. What it is, it's emotion. People are upset because they have YouTube channels that are being taken down unfairly. I agree with you.
Yeah, you want to say that you agree with us, but no one's taking your agreement because it's not real, though. Because you don't want to do anything to help out detractors that are being affected by it. You're not going after the people that are using your own information against us by saying that, oh yeah, I know how it feels, emotions, and just all the random bullshit that you're thinking on the top of your head. And also, if it affected you, though, you would throw a big fucking bitch fit about it and talk about it. Okay, I got copyright strike, my detractors are evil, yada yada yada. Again, the victim mentality comes out every single time here.
I'm on your side on this.
No, you're not. Because, again, you want us to drop dead, you want us to be Thanos snapped out of existence, and if we weren't around, you would be happier. In a happy utopia where people aren't calling you out on your own fucking bullshit, and you could scam your audience more and more and more without anyone else pointing out your hypocrisies.
So why are you threatening me? I can't help you. I've done everything I can. I wish I could do more. I can't.
Because you just don't want to, Phil. Because you want us to go away. When we're not going to go away.
Alright? The best bet, if there is a group of people out there who are still having this issue and it's ongoing, every year it seems this happens, it comes back, you should pool your efforts together. You should hire a lawyer. You should contact YouTube. You should say, here's our channels. Here's the situation that happens every year. We've had enough. This has to stop or we're going to sue you for violating the MCA.
I thought you were saying that the whole thing about hiring a lawyer was stupid, though, because they only care about money. I thought you were saying that that was completely stupid, and now you're encouraging people to do so, to hire a lawyer. Again, you're really flip-flopping here quite a lot.
And then YouTube will have to take action. YouTube is the only one who can take action here because they're the ones with the broken system that are granting the false takedowns.
But yet you're the one that's being held accountable because it's your information being spread around, saying that you're giving them permission to do so, or that's how the speculation goes, Phil. Do you not understand at the end of the day, all of this is, well, your fault?
I don't know.
Yeah, you could just go snickering, giggling about, oh, it's not my fault, guys, it's everyone else's fault. Even though it's your fault still.
What else to say? I mean, logically, this should make sense to everyone. Correct? Correct? Logically, this should all make sense.
Yeah, logically, it should make sense, but this is coming from a guy that constantly sits there retconning his own life and retconning events that happened last year, saying he didn't do shit, but yet he did shit. It's like, for God's sakes, Phil, how dumb do you think we are?
So, I just don't understand where people come from. Again, besides emotion. You're upset, and you want to feel like you can get immediate restitution or immediate answers or immediate relief, and that's just not possible in this situation. Threatening me or trying to hurt me doesn't solve your problems.
Phil, you've done that to anything and everything. When Comcast was fucking with you, supposedly, you were threatening them. When YouTube gave you copyright strikes, you were threatening them. You're doing the same thing that you're accusing other people are doing, and yet you're doing it. I mean, do you not see the hypocrisy here, Phil?
At all. Your problems will continue. You might even exacerbate the problems because I don't know who this nut job is who's doing the false claims to begin with. I don't know why they're doing them. It might continue.
I don't know who this nut job is, but here's his email address that he was using.
You know, so Please listen to reason for once in your life. If you ever have listened to reason ever, probably not.
And yet he wants to say that detractors are idiots because they don't listen to the voice of reason. This is coming from a guy that doesn't listen to voices of reason. And every single time that he has listened to the voices of reason, he just says that they're being demanding. At this point in the video, he just goes around talking in circles again about how they're doing it on emotion, that they're freaking out based around emotion, and that taking him down would be a terrible idea, yada yada yada, talking in circles vlog. So I'm just going to move on ahead to where he actually got his shout outs or contributions for that stream, and someone made a point about how he actually took someone down that was a commentary channel. Let's just see how that plays out.
So that's what we got so far on the YouTube side of stuff. Let's take a look at tips here today. I just want to see, because I think I do have a couple troll tips here. Yep,
you're going to get some troll tips, and you're just going to pocket the money and not even count it.
Yeah, I'm not even kidding. Just listen to this. Someone tipped me $1 and says, "You struck down a commentary video from a detractor to teach him a lesson. You've been falsely claiming videos." I never struck down a commentary video of a detractor to teach them a lesson. I don't know who you're listening to. They're nuts. That's literally never happened. Never. Not once.
Phil, you made a video on your fucking birthday trying to prove your innocence to everybody, saying that, guys, I'm not involved with any of it, and you thought it would be a bright idea to show everybody your fucking history. And one of those videos on there was from Super Crazy, who is a commentary channel, a detractor commentary channel. But no, that never happened. According to Darkside Phil, that never happened on April 10th, 2023. How I know this is because that's his birthday.
In the entire history of me being here on YouTube, there's been some things that have happened. For example, some of them were machinima related. As I cleared up last year when I did my machinima react event, machinima was first doing things in my name that I didn't even know about. Then they stopped doing that and started claiming things in their name, and I had no involvement in any of that whatsoever. They took the volition themselves to do it, and they were claiming to me that they were going to pay me money for any videos they claimed, and they never did.
Phil, everything that you went over throughout that machinima event, the only thing that we saw was their side of things, aka what they were telling you. The only thing you didn't tell or show was the emails that you sent in return, giving them the responses of, hey, take them down. But you had involvement with many people getting their videos taken down because of machinima. They would have had to come to you and say, hey, Phil, these people are making videos about you. What do you want to do? And your initial response would be take them down because it's ruining your image and it's damaging your business. All the excuses that you can give to say that you had nothing to do with it, you had plenty to do with it.
They literally were claiming detractor videos and never paid me a cent for them. So they lied, basically. Okay?
Even though machinima was the hand that was fucking feeding you and protecting you, and now all of a sudden you're like, they were assholes to me. They didn't give me money. They didn't make a cent. It's like, Phil, shut the fuck up. We already know that you don't want any detractors there from the get-go. You want everybody who is a detractor to be Thanos snapped, and then all of a sudden we're gone away so that you can go on scamming people. Like, don't sit there and pretend that you care because you really fucking don't.
The only videos I've ever actively claimed on YouTube were videos that were cut and paste stolen from my channel. And what I mean by that is someone literally ripped a podcast, ripped a stream of me playing games, and they added no commentary, no criticism, no one talking over it with it, just re-uploaded it. That's illegal.
Phil, we can go back to that video that you made trying to prove your innocence. Other videos that you try to take it down where this is how you don't plays. You know, the ones that you started liking more as the years went on. I mean, for God's sakes, didn't you just say that people like Evil AJ and all the other old school detractors that made this how you don't plays were intelligent conversation or intelligent content? I mean, for God's sakes, well, you try getting those taken down.
You have stolen my content and redistributed it without permission. You added no creative work to it. You didn't transform it. That's illegal.
Yep. For some reason, though, if we make content on you, it doesn't matter if it's This is how you don't place our commentary. You still think of what we're doing is illegal, even though it's not. It's fair fucking use. But if it affects you somehow, then oh my god, the sky is falling.
And there have been a couple cases over the years where those videos were taken down very legally and fairly. Outside of that, I never do it. And I couldn't even tell you the last time I did it. It's years.
You didn't do it in years, even though you had a video just showing off your removal history. I mean, for God's sakes, we already know you're lying because you're shaking your head all around, jerking around, and your eyes are bug-eyed. Like, for God's sakes, I cannot see any soul in your eyes because that died many fucking years ago.
I don't do this. I don't have time for it. I don't care. I don't give two shits about it. I really don't give a shit.
If you don't give a shit about any of this, you wouldn't have a history of you taking down people's videos, Phil. You wouldn't have anybody that you could just send over and be like, hey, take them down. I don't want to get my hands dirty, but you do it. And they come back to you like Igor the fucking Frankenstein going, yes, master. Oh, yes, master. We got it for, they're getting taken care of, master. It's like, it's fucking cringe.
So you tip me $1 to tell me I did something I literally didn't do.
Phil, you did do it. You could deny it all you fucking want. You still did it.
But you believe it because you're nuts.
No, because people can look at your fucking removal history in the video. Your face wasn't in there, wasn't blocking anything important like you always tend to do in your streams. You showed it off in detail.
You get it? Do you see the problem here? You sit there in your little circle jerker communities telling each other these things, and none of it's true.
Phil, we could just pull up that video of you actually, showing off your removal history and show right there, hey, here's the video.
I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. Get a clue.
Okay there, Philly boy. So, yeah, you want to get a clue? Okay, I'm just gonna go roll this clip then, because apparently you say I don't have a clue, but you're the one that really needs it. Roll it!
This video here was from another channel doing exactly the same thing back in January 2022. I remember this particular day, someone had reached out to me in a very similar manner and said, we found a channel that is doing this, okay? I did the same thing. I did claims on them. And actually, in this case, with this person, after about a month or two, I said, all right, you know what? I think they learned their lesson, and I retracted the takedown. Get some help. No one knows what you're speaking of, besides you and your little group of weirdo friends who don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Get some intelligence. Get some help. Seriously. You hate me for things that don't happen. Listen, I'm a flawed human. I make lots of mistakes. Hate me for things I actually do wrong.
They pointed out the shit that you did wrong, but you're denying it. Instead, you're calling us circle jerkers in our little circles, and you're trying to push that onto the person that gave you that $1. I mean, for God's sakes, Phil, you can say that you're a flawed human as many fucking times as you fucking want. The fact still remains, you took the video down. And then you decided to remove it because, they learned their lesson.
Because there's tons of them. There's evidence of it all over the internet. Every time I say something wrong, I do something wrong, I get emotional on a stream, and oh my God, he's lost it. There's tons of things you could actually hate me for that are legit. I own those things, and I will apologize for them when I make those mistakes.
Phil, you just shut the fuck up right then and there because you don't apologize for any of it. And every single time that you do, quote-unquote, apologize, it's not sincere. I mean, for God's sakes, you make the ukulele lady look like a fucking saint compared to your fucking half-assed apology.
Don't hate me for something I'm not doing. I'm not doing what you're saying. You're crazy.
Oh, could you say that they're super crazy? Because, my God, Phil, you're speaking like you're insane. Now take a sip, asshole.
By the way, let me know your mailing address. I got a spoon to send you.
Hey, by the way, that joke wasn't funny, so shut the fuck up. This whole entire thing with the copyright saga is still gonna keep going on and on, even if it is in the year 2024. Phil would just keep sitting there going on and on and on about how he's not affected by it, that it shouldn't be affecting him, but yet he wants to talk about it because it's drama. He wants to create content so people can pay attention to him. But yet when someone calls him out by saying that, hey, you actually struck down someone who is a commentary channel, he immediately wants to play the retcon card and be like, I didn't do that, you have no evidence, when the evidence is on DSP Gaming on April 10th, 2023. It's like, for God's sakes, Phil, there's a lot of things that should be handled privately, and this is one of them. It's like, God damn it, Phil. I'm just gonna move on with the Phil prayer before I have an aneurysm. Deliver us from the dids, deliver us from the pay pigs, deliver us from the pignosis. May we never come dented. May we never come a beggar like Darkside Phil. And just for the love of God, for those that are affected by Phil's takedowns or his little lapdog doing all that, please be careful out there and do whatever needs necessary to get your channels back. You don't deserve any of this fucking bullshit. But to everyone out there, have a good rest of y'all's day, rest of y'all's night. Keep it really beautiful, people, and I'll see you in the next video.